We welcome you to the Heartland, 7 miles from downtown Kansas City, GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium for more than a half century, the home of the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, we're just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now a run with the rookie out of Oregon. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
We met with these coaches during the week, Mike. They told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early. We see it here. Nice first play pickup. Fresh set of downs.
They'll go again here with Irvin. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2.
Hey, I'm on the line. Good. Point it right. Up.
Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Run. Keith. Watch out.
On 1st and 10, here's Baker. That pass complete to the veteran, Sterling Shepard. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is 1st down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early 1st down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike. Touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points.
Here's a run. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through. Blow up that play behind the line.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Here comes Otten in motion.
Hey, we're 33. What's that?
2nd down throw for Mayfield. Stop at the 6, and that sets up 3rd and goal.
Great job in coverage here. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. He decides to tuck it and turn it to a runner. They get to him quickly. Picks up a couple yards, but not enough now. Brings up 3rd down.
That one taken in, middle of the end zone. Chris Godwin. Touchdown, Buccaneers. On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Bucs will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10.
Yellow.
Mahomes going to start this one with a throw. That's caught. Travis Kelce. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. So after 1, the Bucs have the early lead. We'll be back in Kansas. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2.
Yellow. Attack, attack!
They put Kelsey in motion. Mahomes looking to throw on second down. That's caught downfield. It's Kelsey. And he's out of bounds, but they take it to the red zone. Inside the 20. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. Hopkins sent in motion. First down throw. Mahomes. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's a shot toward the end zone. And the Buccaneers are going to get the football at their own 23.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Baker gonna give it to Irving. And they'll bring him down around the 27-yard line with Justin Reed up from the safety spot to make the stop. Here's a 2nd and 6. Right back to Irving. And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. 2 minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. We'll return to Arrowhead after this. Here's 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Mayfield. That one complete. It's the tight end, Otten. A gain there of 11. Good for a Buccaneers first down.
And that's an important conversion, not only because it keeps their offense on the field, and now they can go down and see if they can steal some late points. But either way, worst case scenario, Mike, if you're the offense here, you want to possess the ball going into halftime. Don't give your opponent a chance to go down and score on you. So, big pickup there. Now we'll see if they can turn it into some points.
Here's 1st and 10. Mayfield. A pass, it's complete. It's Shepard. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On 2nd down, Baker. Open man, the tight end, O'Keefe. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. The Chiefs will use their 3rd and final timeout here. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. To throw is Mayfield. That's over the middle of the tight end, Otten. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down. They'll run it. It's Irving. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Now the Bucs will take their first timeout. Clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 2nd and 6. Throwing is Baker. That's caught. It's Bucky Irving. And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone. because it's 1st and goal.
This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. Mayfield to throw. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. From the 1, 2nd and goal. They send Evans in motion. Throwing on 2nd down. Mayfield to the goal line and in. Mike Evans. Touchdown, Tampa.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the 4th quarter in 2-minute mode. Well, let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the 1st half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here, going into halftime, changes this entire game.
The clock showing 5 seconds remaining in this half as the kick's away. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. On 1st down, it's Mahomes. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. So we've reached halftime here, and the visiting Buccaneers have the advantage. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the 2nd half. 1st half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the 2nd half is underway. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Yellow.
From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. That'll be intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Houston Texans. And it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
Our coverage of the NFL has brought us to Space City and NRG Stadium, right next to where the old Astrodome sits, here in Houston, Texas. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here's Brandon McManus to get this one going. And we're off and running from Houston. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion that this guy is just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. C.J. was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brought down by Quay Walker. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here's 2nd and 7. He's going to loft one deep to the left. And he's there to send that one away incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun now for Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Every defense in this league is going to sign up for a 3-and-out to begin a ball game. But to send him off the field, to really add that extra tone setter by backing him up with a sack, well, that's the cherry on top of that 3-and-out.
Texans going to kick this away on 4th, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. And he'll punt it away to end a disappointing opening drive. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Love going to air this out to start. Completes this one to Dontavion Wicks. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Takes the handoff, now Love. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board, and the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Love from the gun. That's into the hands of Dobbs. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And he'll get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Second and 6 now. This one taken in by Kraft. And he's going to be touchdown right at the line, so no gain on the play.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
Throwing his Love on 3rd. Completed to his running back. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
First down, ball at the 36. Love out of the shotgun. That's reeled in by Jaden Reed. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Running on first here with Jacobs. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
First down from the red zone. He brings it in. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Shotgun now for Love. Touchdown, Green Bay. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Brandon McManus on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. Dameon Pierce now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. This Texans offense readied up for its second drive of the contest. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3-and-out to begin this game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Eric Stokes getting there for the stop. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. A give to Mixon up the middle. Has a lane past the 45. And he's finally stopped across midfield at the 47. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. From the gun, Stroud. Digs there to bring it in. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
1st down, Stroud. He finds Stover. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
1st and 10, a run to Mixon. Runs into traffic and hits a wall, no gain. Brought down by Quay Walker. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Into traffic, complete. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. 2 men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Now it's Stroud. Complete to Dell. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Everly's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with a touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Jaden Reed to return this. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Green Bay offense returning to the field for their second possession. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. He's contained at the line for no gain. Will Anderson Jr. in on the stop. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
2nd and 10 now. Able to get it to Reed. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down and they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They stick with Jacobs. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Play fake, it's Love. This is Reed working the right side. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New set of downs for him from the 46. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
1st down, ball at the 36. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Petrie. And the Texans take possession just shy of midfield following the interception and the lengthy return.
That is just a big-time individual effort, Kate, defensively. First, he takes the ball away, and then he's looking for points, right? He turns from defense to offense, and one more move, and he might have broken it to the house.
Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Motioning him from the slot right. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Second and 8. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Packers side of the field.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Throwing is Stroud. Schultz with the catch. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Setting up the screen. And he's taken down at the 30. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it sets up a Houston first.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Running with Mixon out of the gun. And he gets him around 6 there. Eric Stokes getting there for the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
From the 25 on 2nd down. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. That's complete to Diggs on the slant. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
3rd down, Mixon gets it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. He connected once and a good chance here. This is inside of 35. Everly's kick is good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Things trim back down to a single-point Brock as they send this off and away. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. We've got a screen to the running back. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. 7-6 is our score. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They've got 2nd and 7 to start. This one taken in by Kraft. And he's out of bounds after getting this to the opposing 45. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll be first down, Packers. Takes the handoff, now Love. Bails out of the pocket quick. He can run it. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Going run again with Jacobs. And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. Will Anderson Jr. in on the stop. He didn't get anything on that run, so struggles on the ground, leaving them with 3rd and long. To the air with Love. That finds Jacobs complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And the kick by Folk is good. And that'll push their lead to 4.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
On now is McManus to kick this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Out now come the Texans on offense. And they brought out their kicker for a field goal their last possession. This time they'll look to bring him out for an extra point instead. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Caught by Diggs. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. On play action, here's Stroud. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
The Texans set to punt. Keyshawn Nixon returning this for the Packers. Fair catch made here at the 30-yard line. The Packers and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. So no return on that punt. And the Packers will take over possession. They've got first down from the 31. Putting the tight end in motion. Thrown on first down, Love. Completes this one to Kraft. He's got a gain of 6 there. Jalen Petrie there on the stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
2nd and 4. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be first down, Packers. Shotgun now for Love. Watson with the catch. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Handoff here to Jacobs. Broke through the tackle. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
We'll cobble together a yard there. That stop coming from Henry To'o. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Love out of the shotgun. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
The kick by Folk is good. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Houston's offense back out now and ready to go. They're facing a 13-6 deficit as they take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Stroud. Completed over the middle. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense. Offense liked how that play went, so they choose to decline the penalty. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They kick the running back in motion. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. This is complete to Schultz. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Andrew and Cooper there to make the stop.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Stroud off the play fake. That's grabbed inside the 30. That one goes for 31 yards and a 1st down when all is said and done.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Here's Mixon. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Andrew and Cooper there to make the stop. 1st down play nets them 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Here's 2nd and 5. Pass is caught at the 9. And this is down all the way to the 3. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
From the red zone now. He's got it. And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
Bend. Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Motioning left is their running back. This throw is cut. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Everly's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. On the return, here comes Reed. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. That stop coming from Henry To'o. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
2nd and 10 now. No one open, so he chucks this to another county. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Love from the gun. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And they're going to have to regroup after this one.
Kate, I wish every fan could just get the perspective on the field. When you stand on the sidelines, you realize how fast this game is. And as a QB, you've got to understand. When you get that amount of time, you've got to get rid of the ball because this game moves in a hurry.
So 4th down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. They're out and set. 1st and 10. On the carry, this is Mixon. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. That was Kenny Clark on the tackle. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Connection made to Dell. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Throwing is Stroud. Digs there to bring it in. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
Just excellent effort on that catch and a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
Now the give to Mixon. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Now he'll throw off the play fake. This is brought in along the sideline. High degree of difficulty for a short gain.
Well, that one came with a high degree of difficulty. Had to balance focusing on the catch, keeping those feet in bounds.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Stroud. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. Give him 13 on that play. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
This is Mixon. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Brought down by Quay Walker. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. The Texans at a disadvantage on the scoreboard. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's Stroud. That's a catch for Nico Collins. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Here's Stroud now. Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got 4th down.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Running for it, Mixon. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's a pretty clear plan of attack by the back from the very start. Found the lane quickly, didn't hesitate, knew exactly what he needed to get past the marker.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Stroud. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw, Stroud. And that finds him in the end zone for the Houston touchdown. The Texans get some late points and the lead. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him.
Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
Those points safe on the scoreboard. The touchdown upheld upon review. Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans push their lead to 3. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Reed. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Packers offense headed out late in the half. And with exactly 1 minute left to go, they've got some time, but they've got to work fairly quick. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Love now. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track.
Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You've got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
So upon further review and a consultation from Game Day Central, the call overturned. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Shotgun now for Love. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. First down, ball at the 36. Here's Love to throw. Cut by Jacobs. And they had that one contained right at the line. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's its 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Takes the handoff, now Love. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down. Target that time, Jaden Reed. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Loves to throw again. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Daniel Whelan on the punt. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. Got 49 on his first punt. This one looks even longer. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Only half a minute to go in our half. Let's see how they begin the drive. Stroud throwing here on 1st. Complete to Dell. And that's good for a gain of 5. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Stroud. Dell with the grab. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Final timeout called by the Texans. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Passing struggles, bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force to throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
He'll throw it. He lofts it deep left. And this falls incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining. Nico Collins, the intended target. And that brings up 4th and long.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. It's halftime here in Houston, with the Texans enjoying a lead at the break. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. It was a terrific first half from the former Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud. He had a touchdown pass in that first half, helping his guys to a halftime advantage.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Reed. Return's looking good so far. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. Out comes Green Bay. They have the first series of this second half. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half, too, as they chase this lead.
Well, that's exactly the way you want to come out of the locker room to begin the second half. And really, Kate, this third phase of the game, the special teams, you just see the boost and the energy they can give to their team when they deliver a nice return to start this second half.
First down throw, here's Love. Quick slant taken in by Dobbs. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Play fake, it's Love. Chased out to his right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
These quarterbacks are so good with their clock in their head between the tackles. But you get outside the pocket, and you've got to have that same ability. If you hesitate for a second, the defenses with their speed at this level, they'll find a way to bring you to the ground.
Third and 4 coming up now. Love. That finds Jacobs, complete. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On 1st and 10, here's Love. Makes the grab in bounds left side. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 1st down Packers.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Jacobs running behind center. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Love out of the shotgun. Finds the in route complete. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Love on 3rd and short. The throw is caught. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Jacobs. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Again, it's Jacobs. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Packers take the lead right away in half number 2. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. Nice execution to get that counter to the end zone. Maybe not the play we expected, Brock, but the play that they needed right there.
I love a well-executed counter. I really do. It's like a good boxer, Kate. You set him up with a feint one way, and then you hit him with the knockout the other. Keep them from answering the bell and stopping you from reaching that end zone.
McManus on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers take a 4-point lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Texans and running back Joe Mixon headed out for their next series. And he just keeps on catching passes here in the second half. It seems like we're going to remember his work there from this game more than what he's done from the backfield. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. On play action, here's Stroud. Completed over the middle. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable. and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Stroud off the play fake. Caught along the left sideline, but he did not get both feet in. That's incomplete, brings up 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, you give him another foot of space, and he's going to bring that in for a nice gain. The throw, it just didn't give him enough real estate to establish possession before he hit the sideline.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
They're running the option, short side. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And they pick it up, time to push for that marker. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
Man in motion, out of the slot. It's Mixon on 2nd down. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third and a lone yard coming up. Collins, the receiver, in motion left. Keeping it with Mixon. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Changing things up, they're going to throw now. The screen pass falls incomplete. This one intended for the running back. So that brings up 2nd down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
2nd and 10, Stroud to throw. Connection made to Dell. And they make the tackle at the 38. It's a pickup of 11. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
New set of downs for him at the 38. 1st down, Stroud. And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. Try getting it to Nico Collins. And now it's 2nd down.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
A give to Mixon up the middle. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Shotgun now for Stroud. He's got it near the 8. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. And they take this in for the score. The Texans grab the lead on their first series of the half. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Point after, up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans push their lead to 3. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Reed. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Packers all set to get back out there. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Takes the handoff, now Love. Dump off caught by his back. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. But one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Love now to throw. Finds him over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. From the 31. Able to get it to Reed. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Shotgun now for Love. This one's caught. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
3rd and just 2 to go. Throwing Love. And he will score. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers take a third-quarter lead. It's a Romeo Doubs touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. The impact this guy has had on this game, Brock, has been massive. They'd be on the comeback trail right now if it wasn't for his 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that second one far bigger than his first when you just look at the game circumstances. Puts them in front here in the second half and puts a little jet fuel in the engines of their defense.
McManus on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers take a 4-point lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The home teams back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. First and 10 now from the 30. Now begin with a run by Mixon. Across for the touchdown. The Texans need only one to take the lead. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans push their lead to 3. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Reed. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
That's Reed on a slant. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
1st and 10 from the 41. Play fake, it's Love. He's got Watson. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Love from the gun. This one taken in by Kraft. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Loves to throw again. And that's into the hands of Dobbs. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Throwing now off play action. He's got it in the red zone. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First down from the red zone. The throw is caught. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Love out of the shotgun. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers take a 3rd quarter lead. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal. And I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in, and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a first down pass play can and certainly was effective.
Extra point try is good by McManus. And the Packers take a 4-point lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. Pierce now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And he has done all that they've asked for him, shouldering the weight of this offense, got his 100-yard game. He's reached the end zone for him as well, Brock. Just really put together a performance he can be proud of. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Stroud from the pistol. Hits him on the out route. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
And they send a man in motion. 2nd and 3. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
Third down, Mixon gets it. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. On the ground again with Mixon. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. A very active quarter for us. Plenty of points in that frame as we reach the end of 3. The Texans have it to start, coming in trailing on the scoreboard. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. A give. This is Mixon. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Stroud off the play fake. Into the hands of Schultz. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
1st and 10, are on to Mixon. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. From the gun, Stroud. That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't find a home there.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Mixon on the toss. Has a big hole left. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know he'll never shy away from embracing contact on a play right up the gut. Come on. You know getting that toss in the open field is so much more fun. And on that play, well, certainly more exciting for all of us to watch, too.
Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here, 1st and goal. They're gonna run here. It's Mixon. Has the Houston touchdown. The Texans take a 4th quarter lead. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Missed to go up by a field goal here in the 4th. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Texans push their lead to 3. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Reed. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The Packers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. To the air with Love. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 39. He's on the move. He keeps it and takes off. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Running on first here with Jacobs. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They stick with Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now. Love. This finds Dobbs. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They're set up at the 35 now. Thrown on 1st down, Love. Flushed out of the pocket. He takes it himself. And not much doing. He's stopped quickly.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he's going to get this to the 29 before he stopped. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Takes the handoff, now low. That finds Jacobs, complete. We'll get out of bounds after a small gain.
Whether they meant to go to him or it was an adjustment on the fly, that's not the read that was going to beat this defense for a first down. That look, well, this crew defensively was prepared for and knew how to keep it short of the marker.
An important attempt coming up here for Brandon McManus. This will be a 45-yard look from the left hash. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And in the fourth quarter, that's going to tie the game.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Pierce now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well even with the workload they placed upon him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Here's 2nd and 5. Dump off caught by his back. And he's tackled for no gain.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner and really importantly as a check down outlet on short throws.
Stroud now on 3rd. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
As we're into the 4th quarter, we know this. We know that money down could not be any more important than right now. Both sides are certainly fatigued. You feel it in both their play. But battling through what's been a physical contest all game long, going to be the key here down the stretch.
Their punter making his way out now. Tommy Townsend will kick it away. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The visitors are headed back to the field, so we'll get a look at Romeo Dobbs. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Watson quick pass wide. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Second and 3 now. It's a design boot. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
1st and 10 from the 41. They send a receiver in motion right. 1st down, and they go right back to him. They gain 14 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. Gets this one to Watson. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 42. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
Love on 3rd and short. Complete beyond the marker. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Short pass brought in. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. A close game is going to stay close, Brock, so long as plays like that are being made in big situations.
Yeah, in these tight games, you got to have your defense making plays just like that in the red zone. Here we got a defender in particular coming through with a big hit to keep points off the board.
Jacobs running behind center. And he's in for the touchdown. The Packers take a 4th quarter lead. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. Brock, we all use literally far too often these days and sometimes in the wrong context, but this guy has literally driven his team to a lead here. His 2nd score puts him in front in this 2nd half.
Yeah, and hopefully some of that determination, that want to, he showed on that run could seep over to his defenders who are right now buckling up with a newly acquired lead. That way the next time he takes the field, well, that lead will still be on the board.
McManus there to tack on the point after. And the Packers break that tie and now lead by 7. On now is McManus to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. This return makes it up to the 25. The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Stroud. Caught by Diggs. And he's brought down after a short gain. Second down now, 7 to go. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Oh, they're going to run the option to the short side. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
I can promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
It's Mixon on 2nd down. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Throwing the out route complete. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
And the Packers at a 50 DB out there for this 3rd down play. He's back to throw. He has the 1st over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 34. Complete to Dell. And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Texans losing by 7. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Stroud. That's complete. Here's Brooks. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Second and 3 now. He'll look to throw it. This one's caught. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
The shot to the end zone is incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
A give to Mixon up the middle. And he'll get this across. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans cut it to a point late in this one. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for two and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this two-point conversion, or is he going to lean in his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
In the 11th hour, now a point after try to tie this game. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the fourth. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. Returns looking good so far. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And I think by this point we can all agree, Brock, that he is not going to be stopped until the clock stops at the end of this game. He just continues to make catches count in this second half. A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Here he is to throw. Caught by Jacobs.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Setting up to pass. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
Hits him on the out route. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. Still one more in their pocket to use. Wary of the clock here, Brock, but at least all their timeouts are still available. It's 1st and 10. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And this is down across the 30 before it's stopped. Final timeout called by the Texans. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Second and 6 coming up here. Going run again with Jacobs. And he's brought down for a loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles. Well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
The Packers take their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. And with 2 seconds remaining in our contest, we're going to see what both teams decide to do with this final play. So immense pressure resting on this kick from Brandon McManus. From the right hash, it's a 47-yarder. The kick is good. He got it. And he hits one more time to win them this game. So it's the visiting Packers who pick up the win. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Packers are your winners, as we'll see you next time from Houston.